So today I want to talk to you about something that most people don't even realize is happening until it's almost kind of too late, which is having secret haters. You know the type that pretend to be your friend and they smile in your face, they act supportive, they act like they're totally on your side. Then you feel though like that underneath it all, you can kind of tell underneath it all that there's something not quite right. There's like this undercurrent of competition or envy or resentment. It's just below the surface. They don't really clap when you win. They don't support you. They just sort of notice, or they'll make, they'll say congratulations or whatever, but you can just tell that it's not really a good congratulations. And when you fall, and you're like in a really down place, now suddenly they are full of empathy. It's almost like relief, like, oh, you're not doing as well now, so let's just keep you down here. In this video, I'm going to break down how to spot that secret hater and what the psychology is of why they act this way, and how you can protect your energy and your confidence and your success from people who are kind of secretly wanting you to lose. So Rumi, the great philosopher, said, "Set your world on fire, seek those who fan your flames." I love that quote because it really can help you kind of discern, are the people in your life helping you set the world on fire? Are they fanning your flames? Are they throwing logs on them and helping the flames get larger? Or are they dousing your flames? Are they throwing water on your flames? A secret hater is not loud or obvious. It's not all bad with them. I mean, sometimes they can be great. And sometimes they'll even say, I want you to succeed. But then they kind of like, there's like these subtle things, like you find out that they're withholding information from you, or they don't really want you to meet certain people because they're concerned about whether or not that person's going to like you better. They monitor you. They never really want to genuinely celebrate you. They want access to you and they want it to look like there's a good relationship, but there's no like deep connection with that person. Some of the biggest signs are they're too busy when you need help. So you've shown up for them. You've done everything for them. You've been overly generous and kind, and you've made yourself available, even when you maybe didn't have time to be available. But when you need something, crickets. They don't have time. They don't respond. Oh, I didn't see that email. I thought you meant next Friday, not this Friday. Little things like that, that deep down, you start to realize that you're feeling good, you're being well, whatever. It doesn't serve their ego if you're successful. The next one is they act supportive, but they don't really share your success. So they'll comment, so proud of you in private, but they don't repost, they don't promote, they don't really amplify you. They don't want to introduce you to the right people because your achievements remind them of what they haven't done, or maybe they don't think you merit introducing to certain people or whatever. They kind of like keep you sort of on the down low. The next thing is they smile at your face, but then they gossip behind your back. You can always sort of tell by an energy shift when another person is changing after you've been around. That's the mark of a secret hater. They plant seeds of doubt about you while pretending to defend you. So they'll say to your face, oh, I told this person this, this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. But you can just kind of tell something is afoot. There's something that's not right. I want to know, so far, have you guys seen this? And in what ways have you seen this? Give me a totally in the comments if you've seen this, and then give me some examples of the way it's shown up for you. The next one is that they talk more about your failures than your wins. So if something happens, they suddenly become attentive. Oh, are you okay? I'm here if you need me. But if things are going great for you, they're quiet, they disappear. That's not compassion, that's competition. And you definitely do not need that in your life. And then the next one is that they downplay your achievements. If you land a huge client, say, oh, well, I'm sure that was probably my introduction to you, or that person was talking to so many people and they were ready to pick anybody because they're kind of desperate right now. Like, they don't really like make it help you feel like, oh, that was a great achievement for you. If you get engaged or something, they might say, I hope it lasts for you. You know, that person always tends to be kind of flaky, but good luck. Of course I want it to work for you, but you never know. It's like that little twist of shade. They're just kind of throwing in shade. They disguise it as care, as just being realistic, just stating the facts, but it's not really supportive. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel supportive. The next one is they seem happy when you are struggling. Let's say that your business partner or your spouse or something had a financial issue or some other problem, and now there's like chaos in your life. They're kind of like perking up because you're going through a hard time. Suddenly they have energy and advice, and because they want to feel like they're bigger than you and that you are smaller in some way. And they're just there to sort of rescue you because they're bigger and better and have more or whatever it is. So the next one is that they're overly competitive for no reason. It's like if you mention an idea or some kind of business thoughts or whatever. Oh, I was actually just thinking the same thing. Didn't you hear me bring that up last week? I think you got the idea from me. And like they just can never let you have your lane. They need to prove that they're ahead or that they already thought of it or that it wasn't really all that original because other people are thinking of it now too. The next one is they don't really congratulate you. They just acknowledge you. Oh, good for you. Oh, that's nice for you. Like if you share really good news, there's no joy, it's obligation. And then if you bring it up, they'll say, I totally congratulated you. I said it in a really great way. Like, why are you complaining about that? And they try to make you feel bad because you're bringing it up because they fulfilled on their obligation. They said it, they did it, they said the things. And so if you try to tell somebody about it, that the person will be like, well, they did congratulate, they did say it. Like, and so you start to feel like you're not the one who's being reasonable. You feel like you're the one who's unreasonable in that situation. The next one is that they seem distant when you're doing well. So when things are good, you don't hear from them. Where are they? They're not part of your life. But when you're not doing well, then all of a sudden they'll be like available again. That's not friendship. That's emotional opportunism. And then they never really offer support, just empty promises. Oh, we should totally collaborate, or I'll help you with that. And then nothing, they don't follow through. They're not actually there for you. So they act like a friend, but they don't truly care. And that's really the bottom line. They know your business, but they don't really know your heart. And they don't show up with heart. It's only if it benefits them, if it makes them look good, if they're getting something out of the situation. So if you've recognized even maybe half of these, you're not paranoid. It's actually happening. You're perceptive. And this is, these are covert narcissistic tendencies, quite frankly. So they become secret haters because they're just super in fear. They live in fear and scarcity and insecurity. And those are all low-level emotions that you don't need to be a part of. And I always say, stop trying to make not your people your people. These are not your people, and you don't need to make them your people. If you put it mathematically, let's just say 25% of people will always be there for you and love you and cheer you on, and 25% will hate you, and then there's the middle 50% that'll go either way. Focus on the 25% who love you and support you. You don't need people around you who aren't inspired by you, rather they're threatened. Their ego is interpreting your confidence as competition, your joy as arrogance, your boundaries as rejection. And in narcissistic or high conflict individuals, it goes even deeper. They need to feel superior to maintain their fragile self-worth. So your success feels like an attack on their identity, even though it has nothing to do with them. It's like if two flowers are blooming right next to each other and one flower goes, you can't bloom because then that affects my bloom. Well, you'd be like, well, that makes no sense, right? You don't want somebody who's not celebrating you, but they're actually trying to neutralize you. They're minimizing, they're gossiping, maybe even sabotaging, which you definitely don't need either. So what's the strategy? You don't fight secret haters. You don't try to expose them or confront them. You protect your peace with boundaries and awareness, and you know who you are. But remember, with people like this, do not overshare, because you don't want them to weaponize anything about you, and you don't want them to really know what your goals are or your successes are, because they might use that. Okay? Stop chasing validation. When you chase, you never catch. Secret hater will never give you genuine approval because it would cost them their sense of superiority. You don't need their applause. Your results are your proof. And don't react. When you pull away, they often provoke you to get a reaction. Just ignore it. Your indifference is your superpower. Protect your energy. This means limiting access. You don't need to cut people off, but you also can control your proximity. Some people belong in your history or over there, and some people get to be in your inner circle. Who gets to be in your inner circle? You're the prize. You're the star. You're the one who doesn't have to chase, because you're divinely sourced just as you are. So when you rise, your circle of people should rise with you. And if they can't, they're going to find a way to resent you. So secret haters can actually be your greatest teachers. They show you where you've outgrown your environment, and they reveal when you've been too generous with your access, and they remind you to anchor your worth in something internal, not other people's approval. So use it as fuel. The higher you rise, the clearer your circle becomes, and the quieter your confidence gets, the more powerful you become. You don't need to convince anyone to like you, to believe in you, to accept you. Your worth, your self-worth is not negotiable. Just keep being undeniable like that. And this does tie directly to narcissistic behavior, because many narcissists pretend to be your biggest supporter while secretly competing with you. They're going to infiltrate your world just to study you, to find your weaknesses, your routines, your emotional triggers, and then they use that to undercut your confidence, and they copy your style and your phrases and your strategies, and then they twist them to make you question yourself. And I always say they don't attach themselves to you because you have so little value. They attach themselves to you because you have so much. And at their core, narcissists cannot stand to see someone else shine. They're going to try to control the narrative. You want to control your own narrative and your own frame. If you've ever built anything from scratch, whether it's a business, a brand, or a podcast, you know there's nothing small about it. The decisions, the hustle, the grind, the pressure, it's so all-consuming. And that's why I was so grateful to find Shopify when I set up my own store, shop.rebeccazung.com. Shopify powers millions of businesses worldwide and handles 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from giants like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just starting out. It simplifies everything: inventory, payments, analytics, marketing, all in one place, and their built-in tools make it so easy to run email and social campaigns that keep customers coming back. If you're selling globally, Shopify can help you do that too, in over 150 countries. If you're selling in person, their award-winning point of sale brings your online and retail worlds together. And with 99.9% uptime and the best converting checkout on the planet, you'll never miss a sale. Get all the big stuff for your small business right with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 a month trial and start selling at shopify.com/negotiate. That's shopify.com/negotiate. And the next video I want you to watch is why narcissists sabotage your current success. So watch that video next. If you need phrases for disarming a narcissist, go to disarmthenarc.com and get my free phrases for disarming narcissists. Remember that your light will always trigger unhealed parts of others. That's not your fault. It's your proof that you're growing. So instead of dimming yourself to make others comfortable, rise even higher. You know, there's a line from a Marianne Williamson book, A Woman's Worth, where when people are saying things about you, just turn around and quietly say to yourself, I haven't even started yet. So protect your peace, guard your energy, surround yourself with people who are going to cheer and applause and be so excited and yell it from the rooftops when you win, not when you're struggling. I'll see you in that next video. If you like this video, make sure that you like it, you share it. And also, if you haven't subscribed here already, make sure you do that now. Just check and make sure that you're subscribed and you hit that little notification bell as well. Until then, stay strong, stay smart, be who you truly are, live in your purpose, and I will see you in that next video.